What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brian's Garage. So, in the last episode, which would have been that tractor there, haven't finished it yet, but this video will still be coming out before General, so yeah, almost done with it too. I just need to finish extending the hood at the top so it'll reach, and then it is good to go. So with that being said, what we're going to be doing today, the starter on this has decided it doesn't want to really be a part of the unit anymore. So we'll be pulling this in the shop, pulling the starter off, and trying to rebuild it, see if we can get it working better, and then hopefully we'll be able to have this unit fixed. I do have something I want to add to this, and it being with the starting system. Let's go in the back and I'll show you. We picked this up from Shaggy Small Engines yesterday. If y'all haven't seen him yet, go check him out at Shaggy Small Engines on YouTube, Shaggy's Repairs on Facebook. But got this from him. If y'all are OGs to the channel, y'all actually remember this one. It never really got finished, unfortunately. He went another route, and I wish we would have finished the videos on this one at least. But I mean, technically we did. It did run and it did ride. We just didn't see it perform too much. But yeah, I'm after that right there. I think I'm going to do away with the ignition switch, seeing that it's giving me so many problems to turn over anyway. And I think we're just going to run switch panel. Alright, so back in here, it's all pretty much hooked up. It was nothing hooked into there? Could have swore that ground. What do I do with that? Did it just... No. Well, where did this damn thing hook up? I know it was on there somewhere. Well, that's crazy. Alright, well, I got our switch panel out just in time. It was raining. But look at the front tires on that unit. Ooh, buddy. She looking good. But I got our switch panel out. Shaggy had it a little backwards. I want mine to be triggered. That needs to power the start button, but I also want it to have a key to power all this shit. So I want you to be able to flip the key first to give power to this, and then all that good stuff. But I am going to have just a regular kill switch. That's going to be the kill switch. So, that's the plan. I guess let's go ahead and get it in there. Alright, I'm getting close to having this thing ready to be wired up. Like I said, we're going to have key on, and then this. So key on will power this switch. Then this switch will power everything else. If that makes any sense. So without that key and turn to the on position, it's not going to power this switch. And then if it's not going to power this switch, these buttons aren't going to work. But with the key on in the switch turned over to the on position, is going to power this button. Power that. This is going to be the ground for the coil. So you'll have to turn that on. And then we'll have our start button. Then we'll have charging for our charging system. So all them switches will need to be on to run it, and then to kill it, it'll be kill it, kill power, and then kill the switch. But you won't have to kill all of that to kill the engine. You could still have all this on, have the switch on and everything, and this alone is going to kill the engine. So you could kill the engine. Okay, still have all this powered up, everything's still on, key still on, button still on, and then all you got to do is flip this switch again, push start button, it starts right back up. So that is my plan. That is the way I want it done. That way it's not just push button, someone come up and steal it. It has to have a key, and you got to be smart enough to be able to either jimmy it over with a screwdriver or whatever. So theft preventative. Okay, let's see what we're reading here at the battery. Come on. .69. Nice. And that tester is reading. So, here we go. It is which pin? That one. Alright. It shows continuity through the body because it's grounded to the body, but watch what happens when I turn the key on. It's hard to hold all this. I'm trying to balance on my arm. Oh! Almost started to fall. Hold on, guys. On, gives me my power. Okay, let's boost job up here on my legs. Okay, key off. Come on, back to continuity. Key on, key off. Key on, key off, key on, key off. That's our wire. Got a wire right here with both ends ready to go. Let's install that wire onto this tab right there. And then that should also be let me just insert it in there like that. Getting full continuity. Key on, key off, key on, key off, key on, key off. Alright. I know that ringing is annoying, but bear with me for just a second. Come on. Okay. So, alright, we've got continuity through the ignition, off, no volts, key on, 12.68, and shows everything's perfect. So, that is how you find key on, key off. You're going to need a battery for your source. Go through your ignition, make sure you have a power wire running to your ignition for one, and then just go through there and test your leads. Ground to your body, get your positive, and start testing. Figure out where you need to be. It's reading 12.69 and everything's good. Shuts it off. No start, but it gives me my voltage. So let's go off of that and start hooking everything up. Alright, we have cut in and installed our switch panel, and boy does it look good right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start wiring in some stuff. For sure. Alright guys, we're getting close to being done with the switches and everything. So, as you know, we have our switch panel and everything on. See? Okay. No power to the switch. No power. Key off. Key on. Power to the switch. Kill switch. So up will be run, and then when you go to kill it, it'll be down. Charging. Haven't hooked that up yet, but I'm going to. And headlights. For once, we finally have headlights on here. But I'm going to do a little something different with these bulbs, so I'll show you what I'm going to do here in just a few minutes. But I mean, so far it is starting to look better. For sure. And of course, like I said, I can leave all this on and just kill the key, and it kills power to everything. So, key on. Yep, key on. Switch. Now, I'm gonna hit the starter button, and you're gonna hear the solenoid click. Y'all hear that? So I know the start button's working because that's the same thing it was doing with the key. Like I said, kill, charging, headlights. Works out great. So, now that that's done, all I need to do is figure out which wire is the charging wire on this unit. And then we will swap her over. I know I don't like all the holes in the dash though. I think I'm going to put this switch back in it as a dead switch, just to fill in the hole. And I might do the same thing with the old kill switch that I had taken off. Just put it up in there just to cover the void. There's a lot of holes in the dash there. Alright, I got the old kill switch back in just to fill the void. Old headlight switch in to fill the void. We have our old ignition in to fill the void. But none of these things are hooked up. They're just dummies. But honestly, it'll confuse folks, so that's good. There's a lot of switches here, buttons and stuff. 2 ignition switches, one up here, one over there. I like the one over here, it's different. So, power. Headlights. I really dig the setup. Key on, key off, key on, key off, key on, key off. I'll turn the headlights on, key off. Key on, key off, key on, key off. Alright, well, we're good to go in that aspect. Like I said, just one more wire on the charging switch, and then it will be good to go. So this thing is really coming along. What a heck of a unit. I really dig the switch panel. Heck yeah. Alright guys, so here's the progress. I don't want this to cause any controversy because I'm not trying to offend anyone by any means, but you know, the original General did have that on it. Georgia, original Georgia flag, and that was the perfect size of, you know, plate cover. So it resulted to that. I cleared our hood, went inside and got some decals that I had, and put numbers back on the sides of the hood. So now that's situated. And I cleared everything, so our plastic and everything's nice and shiny. Our lights are now red. I wanted red lights, so I painted the bulbs with some very thin paint. So she's coming along, and I'm still going to build a roll cage, or not a roll cage, but a wheelie bar for the rear. That tag is extremely dirty. Thunder and lightning out here like crazy. Well, this thing's almost done. I am building another race mower, so for myself. out of that classic guy right there. So I'm just gonna let y'all know that's gonna be the next video, because this will be before this. So this, and then that. So I can't wait. Everything's looking sleek. I still got my cup holder on the other side. Everything looks like it is car show ready. Now all I gotta do at this point is I think I'm going to take the original front piece and I think I'm going to sand this down, clean it up, and install it on the front. I think that would look pretty sharp. Alright, so first coat dried, and now I'm just kind of putting the second coat on some of the plastics. I did get the front piece sanded down. I left a little bit of the dirt in the H for hardcore racing. But yeah, she's looking sharp. Looking real sharp. I'm digging it. I am digging it. Heck yeah. Alright, I found our charging wire. It's actually the red one here. So that one is going to get a prong in it hooked up and to the switch. While I was at it, I found a newer oil filter that was bigger than the one that was on here, and the one that was on here was original. So a little small one, and then we got a big one for comparison. So I actually put the bigger one on to hold a little bit more oil in this engine, just because it's going to be ran hard. I think it needs the more oil. It does have a spot for right there. That's a spot for me to hook up a gauge. Same over there. Right there. I can hook up a oil pressure gauge, and I probably will end up doing so once I get one. I would also like to get a tack put on this thing, a tachometer. So a tachometer and an oil pressure gauge for sure. But yeah, she sure is coming along. I like the oil filter on there. It's a lot bigger. An S16 STP will fit a Kohler. It's bigger, but the lip still is in the right position. So there you go. S16 STP in place of this old Kohler here. I'm gonna put it up in my little collection, and yeah, newer oil filter. Check. I added another switch just to kind of fill in, and I probably will use that at some point for something. Like I said, once I get an oil pressure gauge, I will probably take this out, put the oil pressure gauge over here, and then tack. I'll probably get one of those little digital tacks. But yeah, I'd really like to, maybe even a digital speedometer would be pretty awesome. But yeah, let's get our charging wire hooked up, and then probably be done for the night. Alright, here's our charging wire running right there all the way over to its new home at the switch. so. It's now charging. Everything's hooked up. I should be able to drop the tank back in it in a second and be done with that project. Now it'll be on to doing the starter, getting it finished, and then I'd like to build a roll cage, but I mean not a roll cage, but a wheelie bar, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing that anytime soon on this. Sure looks good though. Needs a little bit of a bath, but still looks good. Alright guys, it's getting real late, so I'm going to head in. I've done a good bit of work off camera. We have our new tank cap with vent that runs to here with a filter. I added a few more switches. What we're going to have is we have the key on that powers everything, and then, or no, the key on powers this switch powers everything. Then we're going to have start, this is the kill switch, this is charging, this is headlights. I did put headlights on a separate fuse, so headlights is on a 30 amp fuse. And then we have back here, behind our horn now, is a 40 amp main and a 25 amp for the horn. Here's horn. I put the horn on the old kill button. And it's not working now. Why isn't it working now? It just worked a second ago. I don't understand. Okay, it's weird. But it worked, I promise you. It does work. That down here. That might be what it is right there. Let's see. There we go. So, there's those fuses, as you see, little fuse block, 25 for the horn, 40 for the whole unit, and 30 for the headlights. Headlights only come on if key is on. What we're going to do is we're going to have when I get the oil pressure gauge and tach, I'm going to have dash lights. So this will be dash lights down here. This is going to, up here is going to be fogs. Because I'm going to have a couple of fog lamps in the front, other than the reds. And then I will probably use this switch for something. I may use this switch for something. But all the switches here on the dash are going to have a purpose. There's one, including the ignition switch here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're all going to have their purpose. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty much done for the night. Tank is in, everything's wired up. Everything seems to work. I just need to get the starter fixed. There goes my headlights. These switches, like I said, aren't hooked up yet. This one isn't either. And my horn. So, yeah. Let's see how the hood shuts with the new horn, and the oil filter clears. The horn clears. Just barely. But it does. And that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, this unit is some kind of cool. Totally different than what it was before. One cool tractor. Oh, and yeah, that is my brake right here. It's actually locked in the emergency mode because I got an emergency brake on it. I kept the pins on it so I could lock it in place. But yeah. She's a looker. I dig that one. Alright guys, well I'm going to go in here and crash out for the night. I am tired. It is probably like 2 a.m. by now. 1:54. It's late. So, time to go in here and crash out, and I will see you guys out here tomorrow. We will be rebuilding the starter on this Kohler Magnum opposed twin 18 horsepower engine, and hopefully we have good success with the rebuild, and we'll have us a starter. She'll be back alive, and we can rip around the yard a little bit with all its new gadgets. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, it is the next day. It went from being wet and rainy and cool to hot and muggy. What's new? So, trying to open windows right now. There we go. Get some windows open, get some air flowing through here. It's kind of hot. But I've been out here for maybe 30 minutes. I've done a couple things. Turn you around and show you. I added a sticker on the back, of course, and cleared the back of the seat. I added a new steering wheel. I actually took the steering wheel off of the old tow rig back there, and it's thicker. It looks more like a car steering wheel, and it just looks good on there. And I also added a steering column cover, steering shaft cover, just to make it look a little more organized and neat. I think it looks pretty good. About to go ahead and start removing our starter, and we're going to try to remove it without removing the cover off of the engine. So there's a bolt here and there's a bolt back here, and I think I should, well, a nut, I think I should be able to get those off. So let's get the starter out. Alright, we got our starter out here. Came off real easy without removing the engine cover. At least the top cover. Don't have any of the other covers that come with it. Let's go ahead and I'm going to disassemble this off camera and just do it really quick. See if we can get her back on there and get her going again. Alright guys, we have our freshly rebuilt starter here, and hopefully this works. So let's start getting it on the unit. I probably need to get a longer cable that goes from the solenoid to the starter, and we should be good to go, hopefully. Alright guys, I had to fix up a deck real quick for a customer. I'm 2.5 hours to get this. I had a little hole right there, but I actually patched it really good. So cleaned it, wire wheeled it, all that good stuff. So it is ready for the guy to pick up. He should be here at some point in the near future. We still don't have anything coming from our starter. So we need to check, see if I got voltage coming to the starter, and then maybe see if it's hoping it's the relay. So we will find out. Alright, what's up? What's my quick? Everything? Looks like, unfortunately I'm getting 12 volts. It's showing continuity. And when I hit that button, it's showing 12. Not good. I think we might have a bad starter. Man, that's not what I want. Alright, so we went through our starter again. I actually have the same plate on the bottom, but different internals. I'm hoping this works, because this starter is about the same, it's just the nose cone is different and the shaft is a different size. So I'm hoping now maybe this will work. So let's give it a shot. Alright guys, what is going on? What is going on? It is the next day. Get a little crap off my lens here for you guys to see. There we go. Y'all can see my ugly mug. I worked on this for hours. Y'all see it's the next day. I mean, I worked on it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And I couldn't figure out what was going on with this starter. So what we did was we rebuilt it first and then figured out it wasn't going to work. So I took another Kohler starter that the nose cone was different on, and it was actually shorter. And I started I was going to replace the bottom, because the bottom had the same guts, but then I noticed the shafts were different sizes, so the bearing would work down here. So I took all the guts out of the old bottom and put the new guts in the old bottom, put it back on, and then realized it wasn't grounding properly. So now I've got 2 ground wires up here, because I did clean the surface and everything, and it's still not grounding right. So I ran 2 grounds, one from this mounting post and the other from the other mounting post, jumpered together over to here. And now, turn the key, flip our switch, start it. Yeah, baby. So now let's go ahead and throw our spark plugs back in and see if she'll run and ride. Alright, got our spark plugs in. Let's jump on this thing. Turn our key, switch, on. Okay, let me put y'all on the stand. I think it's this fire. Alright, got the fan moved out of the way. Sitting here idle. I still think it's this fire. Probably just change the plug, but we'll see. Let's run it. So I want to take a quick second and pause the video and ask y'all to help me with something. I need y'all to do me a favor. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Smash that bell. Go like the videos, you know, tell me where you're from, say hi, whatever, ask me questions, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So definitely go subscribe, check out Facebook, the Instagram, the Snapchat, and now we have a TikTok. You can just go type in Flying Brian's Garage and you will find me. All the profile pictures are the same. It's easy to find. And yeah, give me some likes, give me some subscribes and all that good stuff. I'm trying to build this and I can't build it without everybody's help. So, hope you guys are enjoying the videos. You know, got a lot of good videos coming, constantly coming. And I'm constantly sourcing new projects, so stay tuned. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. she's back in business. Seems to be running excellent. Switches work great. You know what? Let's fire it up again for good measure. Oh yeah. She wants to run. Come on. So we're gonna be weird. Alright guys, we're running good, but we're still not running as good as I want it to run. So I think what we're going to do is pull the plugs in here. We got some Autolite 5224s in both sides. I've got some more Autolite 5224s. I've got a set of those. I've got a set of Champion RC12YCs, and then I have a set of Briggs plugs 694385. I don't want to run Briggs plugs in it, but I want to see what is the best plug. I'm not sure the gap on this engine either. I probably need to go look it up. That way I can figure out the spark plug gap. We can pull these plugs, gap them correctly. We'll probably run a little test here and see which ones are going to be the best. Out of those three sets right there, I'm probably going to start with the Champions. But let's go find out our gap. Come back out here, get the gap gauge, gap everything up properly, and then maybe, just maybe, she'll run better. Alright, we have General up here in the shop. Started thundering a little bit out there, so I figured I'd pull everything up in here. We got our next project sitting down there on the trailer. We're going to go ahead and put some plugs in this thing, get it running right so we can finish this up. I've got to, after that, finish this up, finish the hood, finish this video. Once I finish these two, that guy's coming in the shop right there. So that is the plan. So let's go ahead and get some plugs in this thing. Alright, so I went inside and looked it up. Our spark plug gap is 25 to 30 thousandths. I think I'm going to run with a smaller gap. I want to run with a 25. So they're both 25 thousandths now. We'll go ahead and install them.
What we are like our James at 25,000, 50, 55, yeah. I don't know.
Now that we got our old 5224 auto lights out and got our champions in, let's fire this thing up. See what she does. Can I get this thing to start? Come on. Not running so well. Not running so well at all, guys. Well, that's no good. I just noticed that the front of the carburetor is actually kind of loose. So I'm going to tighten it real quick. To seal up any vacuum leaks we may have going on. I'm not sure about these plugs. Let me put y'all on the stand. We'll fire it up again and see what it does. Not sure this Champion's any good. I think it's intermittently firing. I hope it's not a coil, but I mean, I doubt that. Coil fire's pretty nice. Let's pull these plugs, these Champions, and I guess we could gap these auto lights to 25 thousandths here and run them.
Alright, here we go with a new set of auto light option cores. Gap to 25 thousandths. Light Champion. Give it a light. CPU. That's gonna fire nice. Okay. Up the port. Pop it real nice. Champion. Up the side. Auto light. Up the low pop load. Yeah, that's like low pop load. You can't probably do this under. It's not like that. Ooh, that's hot. That just looks good. Timing. Okay, we're done up the port. Here's something. See if that's it. See if it's right. Simple.
Instead of 2. Let's fire it up. Had it down flathead. Now, there it is. Tweak this idle up a little bit. Damn it. Let it stay running. I guess the Autolite 5224 is gapped at 25 thousandths, so the way to go. Runs pretty good, so we're gonna call it at that. I got a tire to replace, but I'm gonna do that later on. She's pretty fooked up, as you see. She just tore open. Shitty tires. Boy, listen to her sing. Oh yeah. Well, let's get her up there and wash it. Alright, let's get this thing cleaned up, looking good, and ready to go. Alright, she's nice and clean. Now we're going to go ahead and go load this on the trailer and get it ready to go. Boy, she looks good. Cleans up well. Well, that thing definitely ain't going nowhere. I've got one strap going from over there to over here, one going from over here to over there. Got a strap over the hood, strap over the seat. Then we got a strap coming from the hitch point back here to this side, and a strap coming from the hitch point back here to this side. This thing is on there. So now we can go ahead and I'm gonna move this trailer over there next to the town car, and then yeah, that way I can just hook up Saturday and go. Alright guys, it is the next day, ready for the car show. Got the General all loaded up here, van ready to go, and we're about to take off, so let's see what it looks like when we get up there. We got Shaggy's truck. Used to have the Ranger, but sold it and got this. A little oil leak, but man, this thing's a nice truck for what it is. I think it's an 88. It's clean for what it is, though. Nice old truck. Damn, this thing's a hoss. So you talking about the leather on your back where your thing is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's clean.
Looks classy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I had to put my pinky out when I drink my beer.
God. Nice old 70. At least I believe it's a 70.
71.
71. I thought it was a 70. Front end told me. But, you know, some people do front end swaps, so. That's a nice truck.
My truck lives too. It looks like a 73 from information.
Yeah. They do that sometimes. What is this? Scion? Oh, it's got the little Subaru boxer motor in it. Huh. Oh, man. Damn. Look at them headers. Shit. I bet this thing will move. This your car?
Yes, sir.
What is this? Scion what?
FRS.
FRS. I bet this thing will move. I saw them headers on there now. Nice. I like the boxer motors. They're really easy to maneuver.
They are.
I've done a couple of Subarus with the boxers. It's so easy. I've never been really big on foreign vehicles, but you know what? My favorite sound out of a foreign is a Subaru or a boxer engine. There's something about them.
Just, I don't know. That rumble to me, like when they're idling, it's got that.
I like when you get on it. I like the sound of it then. I like it though. It looks like a fun little car.
Oh yeah. I take it up to the mountains.
Oh, ride the mountain roads?
I went not too long ago. I didn't really go too crazy there. Before that, I managed to hit about 90 miles an hour going along.
Good God.
Only for a section, then it continuously rolled it.
I'm about to say, that's a little sketchy up there on them little roads.
It was fun though.
I was night riding the roads, and I ended up about running down off it, son of a bitch. And I was in a damn Toyota Camry.
We went down there for a guy's trip, and my friend, he has a Ram 2500 diesel, and he took it up there.
Oh God.
He ran it. I mean, I was in the back seat holding on for life.
The diesels are fun though.
Oh yeah, that thing's quick. Never liked them.
They'll surprise you. Like, they tune them right. Them big baskets are fast. But the little cars will still smoke it in the long run.
Yeah, I got them in mine.
Oh yeah. You're light. Alright. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Custom Deluxe C10. Thought it was a 78, but apparently it's 82. With the front end on it. I think those are cheap wheels. I think. I don't know. I like this though. Might have to turn it upside down to read it, but sweet old truck. Oh, the dash used to be an army green. And then of course we have my wife's car, the Lumina. She washed it last night, cleaned it up. Such a clean car for what it is. 95. I bought this car for $1,800 some years ago. And it was completely stock when I bought it. Those are 17-inch Pontiac Aztec wheels. Homemade roof rack. Rebuilt 3.1 liter V6 that I had just done not too long ago. It's a little dirty, but probably need to check some fluids. Still a very clean engine for a 95. It's a good looking old car. I love this old thing. The center console is different. It is out of a Buick Century, 2003 Buick Century. The steering wheel has been replaced with a 91 Lumina steering wheel. I did come in and put a screen in the dash because that's what she wanted, and I wanted that before. But just all in all, a very clean car. What's it got on it? 163. A little low mileage. Needs a little touch-up work here and there, but you know. All in all, she's clean. And of course, we got the General sitting up here. You know, she does pretty good. I love this old thing. Need to do a little tweaking on the carburetor because it's wanting to run on just choke. Looks like dude's firing up the Chevelle. God, that's beautiful. The car is gorgeous. Looks like he's about to make some noise.
Wasn't quite a burnout, but
He chirped him. Yeah. Well, apparently my fix did not shut off the heat. quick. Sounds good though. Cover your ears! Alright guys, I had to make a quick trip back to my house to check on the dog, because actually it's Butch's birthday today and we're going to be hanging out a little longer, but stole the wife's car, the old Lumina. I don't get to drive this much anymore, so let's go ahead and head back up there. And I mean, this is pretty much it for the day. All the car show people are gone, but we'll see if anything comes back up there. Listen to that old V6 sing. It actually sounds pretty good for a 3.1. I mean, it ain't no 8-cylinder V8 or anything by any means, but hey. Hold on just a second, I'll get on it. Sound pretty good. Alright guys, I am the last one out here. The car show is over and it was pretty good. Happy birthday to Butch. He had a birthday out here. I cooked up some burgers for everybody and we had a good time. Perks of being the last one to leave. They were just about to throw out a whole bunch of parts that were damaged. It was like, you want any of these? I took every bit of it. So we got some parts for the shop, which is pretty awesome. Some gaskets, some gasket sealers, some other things that are actually still good and we will use. So big thank you to Advance Auto Parts for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go down there and leave me a like. Comment down below if you have anything to say or just anything in general. I'll try to reply to everyone. And also check out the Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. The only one that's different is the Snapchat. The rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel, so you can go to those platforms, type in Flying Brian's Garage in the search engines, and you should find me. And until then, y'all go check out some of the older videos. Stay tuned for the newer videos, and I'm going to get this loaded up on the trailer and get on back to the shop. So I will see you guys in the next episode.